Confession time. Have you ever taken on a client that you knew was going to be a pain in the ass and then they actually were? Now, we've all been there, sometimes a bit desperate for cash, maybe you're a little bit unsure about who you should be working with, and you've taken on a client against your better judgment. Then suddenly they've turned into a complete nightmare. Now, don't worry, we've all been there and you can totally get out of it. So let's talk about how to fire a client with class, dignity, and without feeling too much like a dick. I'm Denise Duffield-Thomas. This is luckybitch.com. Let's talk firing clients. Now, this is not just beginners who have made this mistake. I've seen lots of women in varying stages of their business do it. So maybe cash flow is a little bit tight, or maybe you feel bad about saying no, so you take on that client against your better judgment. How do you know if they're a nightmare client? I think you know, right? It's those people who constantly overstep boundaries. They're never happy anyway, no matter how much you're bending over backwards. And maybe the project's just going on and on and on. A nightmare client is really anybody that when you have an interaction with them, you feel shitty. Like you come away feeling crap, your energy is drained, or you're just not enjoying it. Now, trust me, no amount of money is worth that. So here are a few tips on how to fire them. Now, the first step is to really know in advance how far you're willing to go for this client and what the deadlines are. This is called boundaries, people. Boundaries are our friend in business. Now, when I started in business, I had no boundaries. And unfortunately, sometimes you learn those by trial and error. Now, if it's way too late for boundaries and you never set any at the start, don't worry, it actually isn't too late. I would suggest that you send them an email in writing to say, hey, I know we didn't come up with a deadline or we didn't really set some parameters around this project together, but let's do it by this date and here's what I'm going to deliver. So let's say, for example, you're a graphic designer and you've had a client that's come back and forth with changes all the time and you've just been kind of letting them do it. Well, now I want you to send them an email and say, great, we've gone back and forth on this for a while. Let's have a deadline to have, your work done by this date, and here are the rest of the things that I'm going to deliver. And then if they come back with more changes, then you can go back to that email, even if you didn't have an original agreement, and say, well, this is what we decided. Insert any kind of other example around if you're a coach, if you deliver services, products, whatever. You have to now spell out what's going to happen. Otherwise, this person is going to be in your life forever, and you do not want that. So pull up your big girl panties, send that email off today. Now, if it's a client who you just know there's no redeeming it, you've done all you can, it might be time just to cut it and just say, you know what, I've really tried to help. I really don't think I'm the right person for you. It could be, I don't think I'm the right designer for you. I don't think I'm the right website person for you. I don't think I'm the right coach for you. Whatever it is, just put up your hand, admit it, and just say, you know what, let's just finish here and now. It might be that you have to refund them to get rid of them. That's okay. It might be that you have to give them a partial refund to get rid of them. That's okay. It might be that you just go, I'm just going to eat it. I'm just going to finish what I said I was going to do with them and just cut them out of my life completely. Trust me, it will be worth it. Now, the refund question is a tricky one because people really feel like if I've done a lot of work for this person, it galls me to give them money back. But sometimes it's the easiest road and it's actually the cheapest option in the long run to completely cut this person out of your life. Now, it's okay. You might be thinking, what if they talk about me? What if they give me a bad review? What if they tell their friends never to hire me ever again? Well, to be honest, some people will never do that anyway. I mean, they'll never recommend you anyway. So you're really not losing anything. Some people might have also burnt a lot of other people in the past. So maybe they've already burnt through 5 coaches or 5 designers or 5 creatives. And honestly, people are not going to worry too much about what they say about you if they've got a reputation for doing this kind of thing. Lastly, what I want you to do is to really learn from this experience. Go back and make sure that your agreements are watertight. Make sure that your boundaries are really enforced. As soon as the next client starts to overstep them, you can say, hey, look, this is how we work together. Now, this can be difficult when you are feeling desperate for cash because you just might still be tempted to take on any old client. But remember this feeling and how sucky it is to have a client who disrespects you, who isn't fun to work with, and to be honest, it's kind of draining you from attracting other good quality clients who will absolutely love you. So if this is you right now and you have to fire a client, we're sending you strength. The Lucky Bee community is sending you strength to do it. And you know, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Have you fired a client? What did you do? What did you say? Tell us all the juicy details, because here in the Lucky Bee community, we all learn from each other so we can make more money and have way more fun in our business, because it's supposed to be fun. So come over to luckybitch.com, make your comment, see all the other great resources I've got for you, and have yourself a lucky day. Hey again, it's Denise here from Lucky Bitch, and this is Little Miss Willow Grace. Hi! Now, Willow and I are absolutely passionate about women in business, because it doesn't matter if you've got kids or not, but I really see that having a business is your fastest way to creating a life of freedom, adventure, and abundance. Now, if you haven't already, I want you to come over and listen to a very important audio. It's probably the most important and powerful thing I've ever created for women. It's about the 7 money blocks that are really holding you back from a life of freedom, adventure, and abundance. It's really easy to grab it. You just need to go to luckybitch.com/blocks and you'll be able to listen to it straight away. I talk about things like how to get over working for free, or for people or not charging enough, or if you're stuck in a place where you're bartering all the time and not receiving actual money. So come over and I would love to hear your feedback on it. On the page, there's a little place where you can add your comments and you can talk about what money blocks that you're working on at the moment and what you're doing to get over them. So here's to all of us living amazing, abundant lives. See you soon. Bye. Bye.